In your election headquarters this morning, the NDC says their choice of a running mate for John Dramani Mahama will be shocking as the flag bearer presents his choice of running mate to the party for consideration by the highest decision-making bodies of the NDC for consideration and subsequent announcement. A statement signed by the party's General Secretary indicates the timelines for the NEC meeting. Deputy General Secretary of the party, Gbande, says their choice of candidate will come as a shock to many.
The choice of the flag bearer is right, but it has to go through the rank and file of the party to ensure that the party structures make inputs as to who is best suited for the season and the time that we are in. Can the president complement the president in the difficult times that we are in, given the way this economy has been mismanaged? We have to consider a lot of factors, regional balances, and all of that. And so the party will definitely have a say when it comes to who we settle for a running mate. It is not, even though it's a prerogative of the president or the flag bearer, the party has a say, and that is what we are going to do in the next few days.
So therefore, council can take a decision to reject all the names?
We can take a decision to reject everyone and choose Mustafa Gbande as the running mate to play His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
Let's speak to the man himself, Mustafa Gbande, for more on this. Welcome to the program. What should Guineans expect?
Good afternoon, and thank you for having me. Let me first of all set the record right that when you give the narrative that Mustafa says the running mate will shock Ghanaians, I have not said so. And it gives room, particularly in an environment where people will always misdirect content of what others say. It's important we set the record straight that what I said is that the naming of the running mate will stand to complement the vision, focus, and direction of the flag bearer as well as the party. There are key things that leads to the preparedness, readiness of a party to be termed as being serious to take up the mantle of a nation. One has to do with the solidity and the strength of the political party.
Right.
The strength of the candidate or the leader of that party in terms of the candidates they are presenting, be it parliamentary and be it presidential. In the case of the NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the running mate. Then we look at the message of the party in terms of its vision and focus. And so the only obstacle for us to put ourselves in that spectacle of, or that spectrum of the three-way indicators I mentioned is for us to name the running mate. So I was happy that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama have reached that conclusion where it has to come to the level of the party for ratification and consideration so that we finally outdoor the candidate that will complement the flag bearer.
Mustafa, is Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman likely to be the candidate to complement John Mahama once again?
A lot of people have expressed interest, and the party is looking at a lot of other people to be possibly running mates. At that level, even if it is Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman,
right,
I know that he is one among the list that possesses all the qualities that Ghanaians require and who will be qualified as a competent vice president at the time we find ourselves.
Right.
The most important quality the person should have is credibility, sincerity, and honesty. We've had a situation in the past where one was sold to us as a whiz kid of economy. He knows everything under the earth and the sun about economy, but under him, we have the worst economy. So it means that you don't necessarily have to be an economist to be a vice president. You don't have to be an accountant to be a vice president. But when you say that I will protect the public purse, it should not be the reverse where Ghanaians are now chasing a certain government to collect the purse because they themselves have stolen the purse. So the opposite is what we intend to do, focusing on one, credibility,
right,
and the ability and the structure of the person to complement the credentials and focus of the candidate. And so I believe that Professor Jenana Opoku-Agyemang does not fall short of those credentials,
right,
much as all other individuals who are in the race that will be put before National Executive Committee for consideration.
Right.
And I believe that the party have gone through all the process to shortlist some names that will be looked at. And all of those individuals are very competent. They will be looked not just on grounds of tribe,
right,
not just on grounds of religion, but having what it takes to confront the challenges that face our nation head on with the president.
Right.
A person who stands shoulder to shoulder with the president and takes responsibility of whether or not they have messed up or whether or not they have done well. Not one that runs from a blame and take credit for when a good thing is done. But one that will be honest about the situation is what Ghanaians require at this moment.
Mr. Gbande, I want to thank you very much for your time this morning. He's the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC.